where he be like, radio, please don't take the nigga out this song. Let it play on, play on, play on, play on. I listened to that song just for that part. That's the I Wish remix. Hey, what's good people? It's your boy Brian Redmond. Once again, it's on. And man, I'm coming to you guys on a late Monday night. Well, actually, it's Tuesday now. But hey, I started coming to you guys on a Monday night. It was before the midnight hour that I started this process. So I'm going to say it's still Monday. Till I go to sleep and wake up, it's still Monday. But neither here nor there. I am here with you. You are here with me. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. That's what's up. So I got a story, and here's a little story about a man named Jed. Poor nigga in the ghetto, barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was tried out for the NFL, got drafted, and wound up with his homeboy getting buried in niggas that should be in hell. This is so fucking bad. So let's go ahead and get it cracking. I'm gonna try to get in and try to get out, and let's do this.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Alrighty, so here's what's happened. Wait, let me make sure I got the right thing over here, because I did that shit last time and that was not cool. Let's do this. Here's what's happened. Wait, let me make sure I got the alright. Yep, I did it right. So to everybody that's over in the other chat, the relationship rehab chat, you will notice that you don't see your comments. And that is because we are broadcasting on both channels, so you should be able to see this guy here. Let me make sure that that's right. Go ahead and click that link and come on over. Come on and go with me. Come on over to my other channel. All right, so here we go. First and foremost, let me give the United Guns of America salute to the first person in the chat, which is none other than, oh hell yeah, my brother Jason Guns. Always got my 6. I thank you, brother. Thank you for coming out. First one in the chat, my man. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's dive in, man. So for those of you who don't know, over the past weekend was the NFL draft. 2019 NFL draft was held in Nashville, Tennessee. Also, for those of you who may not know, Tennessee is also home, I should say, to none other than the fine firearm makers of Barrett. Yes, sir. They make some high quality rifles. If you can ever get the opportunity or have the financial backing to afford a Barrett rifle, I would highly recommend you get a Barrett rifle. It is a beautiful piece of equipment. If you have the opportunity to purchase one, you will not be disappointed. Yes, indeed. But Nashville, Tennessee, NFL draft, and man, what do all young college prospects who have worked their asses off throughout high school, got selected into a nice college, they have worked their butts off in college, then they go to the NFL combine, they run the 40, they do a bunch of drills, they do power tests, agility tests, they do all of that just to hope that their name get called. Now, in the event that their name gets called, for most young people that are in the draft, especially young black Americans, they are life-changing events. They literally change your life. Your tax bracket change, your financial status change, your stature changes in the neighborhood, your stardom button gets pushed, and you just elevate. So usually this is one of the most happiest days in a person's life, and more so in a black American's life. Is usually not only the happiest day for him but for his family, because they all about to try to hop on the money train, toot toot, and ride this motherfucker all the way till the wheels fall off. That's what happens for this young man, Corey Ballentine. He got ever so lucky and was ever so fortunate to have his name be called and to also be selected to the New York Giants. And actually, we should have that right here.
Back now with a bizarre and tragic ending to a day of celebration for a college player just drafted into the NFL. The player wounded in an off-campus shooting, his teammate killed. Here's ABC's Marcy Gonzalez.
With the 180 pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select
one of the best moments of his life.
Corey Ballentine, defensive back, Washburn.
Quickly.
Boom. So now 180th pick may seem like it's a long way off, but hey, it don't matter, because once you get drafted in them first however many rounds they go, I don't know if it 10 rounds or something like that they do. I think it's 10. But they don't usually film anything past like the first 3 or 4. And after that, it's whatever. And they just pick and they pick and pick and pick. And then they do a big, thing on the TV where they talk about who got who and what it means. Fine. But in this instance, he got picked in the 6th round. He's a 6th round pick. But what this does for him is this gives him an opportunity to shine. If you got it, if you're good, if you can stay healthy, and if you can show up and show out, you can actually be something. More than likely, somebody like this guy here, he's a DB, defensive back, which means he's very fleet-footed, he's very quick, he can run, and the only thing he really can't do is catch. Most DBs are wide receivers who cannot catch. But neither here nor there. If he's this good, he got selected, he will at least have an opportunity on special teams, whether it's punt returns, kickoffs, whatever the case may be, to actually shine, and can possibly get him a spot to where he can become a starter. May even be able in a few years to turn a contract his rookie contract into one that is more substantial. So at the end of the day, nonetheless, it's just a milestone. It's the happiest day in most young men's lives, definitely in this young man's life. However, after doing, celebrating and having a good time, this is literally hours after being drafted. Him and his college buddy, Dwane Simmons, are hanging out, going to a college party. They're not in the ghetto. They're not in the hood fighting. They're not in the, in the worst part of they in the little college town. And they hanging out, they're going to a party, and they're getting ready to leave, and here's what happens.
Followed by one of the most horrifying.
Just got a report of multiple gunshots.
Just hours after being drafted by the New York Giants, Corey Ballentine shot and injured. His former teammate at Washburn University killed.
There's people running everywhere, and somebody was down in the middle of the road. Looks like they're bleeding pretty good.
Police in Topeka, Kansas say there were dozens of people at this off-campus housing when those shots were fired early this morning. Someone driving Ballentine to a hospital, officers then arriving on scene, finding 23-year-old Dwane Simmons dead. The New York Giants calling it a tragic situation. Writing in a statement, "We have spoken to Corey and he is recovering in the hospital. Our thoughts are with Dwane Simmons' family, friends and teammates, and the rest of the Washburn community." Ballentine is expected to make a full recovery, and tonight police are still searching for the gunman.
Boom. So that's pretty much what happened. And the fact that this young man had such a high and such a low all at the same time, I think it's just terrible, man. It really is one of those things to where it's like, when does it end? It's like you cannot believe the amount of joy that this dude probably had a few hours ago, and then several hours later to actually watch his friend get murdered, and for him to get shot as well. And you want to find out what all of the details of what exactly happened. This is pretty much what it all came down to. Let's go. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why would somebody even, the way that he got shot is just like, I don't understand why people are in a situation to where something like this can happen, and then it's just like, it's so stupid that it makes you just not even want to be able to just say, hey, I'm gonna go hang out. It makes you not want to be able to go party, celebrate, or do anything because of stuff like this.
Washburn University's joy over one of its own going pro quickly turned to grief. An overnight shooting killed a current Washburn football player, Dwane Simmons, and injured former member of the team, Ballentine, who was drafted to the New York Giants just hours before. 41 Action News reporter Mackenzie Nelson is here, and the family is just heartbroken, hoping for some answers.
That's right, Dia. It's not the call that the family was expecting. An evening that was meant for celebration quickly turned to tragedy.
At first, I just felt like they were just calling us all
And
like,
this
hey,
is the man-
congratulations,
this is the young
and this and
man's
that.
father.
But then when he said, nah, Simmons is not good, we've been shot, and I just, like, my heart just dropped.
Friends and family of Dwane Simmons are missing their loved one and trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
I never thought my son would be gone this soon.
Now, I will say this, in most situations like this, you have the classic, hey man, dude gets shot, and where was he at? He was in the hood, he was at a gangbanger party, he was hanging out with some gangbangers, and that's what this is not that. This is not that. From what I can see, this is actually, hey, me and my boy, my best friend, my buddy just got drafted. We about to go hang out. We had a college party. We kicking it. We doing our thing. This dude apparently does have his mother and his father in his life amongst other relatives, and it's just literally like him being in the wrong place at the wrong time, from what I can see, and some ignorant, low down, dirty, just scumbags straight ruined this dude's life and this dude's family life.
There was a shooting just before 1 a.m. in Topeka. Police responded and found Simmons dead. His friend and roommate, Ballentine, was taken to the hospital. Ballentine is expected to make a full recovery. Simmons' dad says the two were celebrating at an off-campus party.
They were leaving. Some guys rolled up, asked them if they had some smoke or some gas, like for sale. Dwane and Corey said no, and they just drove off and came back around and opened fire.
Ballentine told Simmons' dad they'd never seen the men before.
For someone to take him senselessly, like, I mean, he didn't deserve it.
Now, I can't even begin to pronounce her name, but let's try. Shaquilla is what I'm going to say. So, Shaquilla Everett. Now, I can say this, Dwane Simmons, that looks like Dwayne, but it's Dwane. But that's how they pronounce it. But I don't know why that name is the way that it is. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, it looks like they're not married, but you can clearly see that they are together to some degree, as far as the family dynamic is.
I mean, he didn't deserve it.
Friends and family say Simmons was the life of the party.
That's what I will remember the most about my son. It's just his loving, funny spirit.
Very loved by everybody. You can tell with everybody here.
Simmons graduated from Lee Summit West High School and was a junior at Washburn studying mass media. After 2 torn ACLs, he was coming back for his senior year and looking forward to the future.
He was kind of an inspiration with coming back from injury. Always had an energetic smile on his face and brought a lot of joy to practices, workouts, whatever we were doing.
Ballentine is a senior and was selected in the 6th round by the New York Giants, becoming the highest draft pick in program history.
He'll move on and maybe play as an inspiration to Dwane and everything they've been through.
Simmons' parents ask anyone with information to speak up.
My son deserves justice, and please speak up if you know anything. They have anonymous lines out there. Speak up.
He was well loved at Washburn, so if anybody hear anything, I believe somebody's going to say something.
The Simmons family said they're waiting to learn more information from the investigation before moving forward with any funeral arrangements.
All right, thanks, Mackenzie. Topeka police say it's crucial that anyone with any information on what happened comes forward. Today, empty beer bottles litter the yard of the home where that party took place. Neighbors say several college students live in the area, so parties are common. Cheyenne Mosier lives across the street and was on her front porch just an hour before that shooting.
I came back inside because it was getting crazy, but then it was like an hour or so later we heard the gunshots, and they were loud. There was a lot of them.
Mosier says the students in this particular house host a lot of parties, but they never get as crazy as it got last night. Police have no suspect information right now. That's why they're asking anyone who was at the party or who knows what happened to please come forward. The New York Giants and Lee Summit Schools released statements on this shooting. You can find those in the rest of our coverage at kshb.com.
So I'm gonna say these two quick things, man, and then hopefully they come out the way that I intend them to, and people can take them the way that I intend them to be taken. Number one, it's sad that this happened to this young man, and it's so many times that we see things like this happen and they try to say that nobody knows nothing, but that's never the case. There's somebody that knows something, and I don't know. To me, only thing I can see is that those dudes was up at the party. They was celebrating, having a good time, and these other cats that shot him or whatever probably saw that, probably was jealous of the dudes, and that's what one thing led to another, and they wound up getting shot. So it's like that's something that I would even speculate to say that could possibly be it. The other part of it is, it's like, it seems to be that when you are a person and when you're in an environment or a neighborhood to where you have more than those around you, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. You gotta go. Staying in an environment where you have more than what people around you have breeds nothing but violence. That's all it does. It's gonna end up with that at some point, because you have this thing of the haves and the have-nots, but then you have this jealousy thing that is like really big, especially in our community, to where we get so jealous of what somebody else will have that we want to kill you for it. And it's like people try to say, I mean, and even to just talk about what, like I did the story about the Nipsey Hussle thing, it's like, I get the fact that everybody wants to try to build up their community. They want to try to show, you know, the people that are less fortunate than them that they can have something in their own neighborhood, in their own community, if they just work hard and try to. I get that piece, but the problem with that is that you can't have both because of niggas. Niggas is going, they're always gonna, you got your black people and then you got niggas. You got struggling black people, but then you got niggas. And niggas will always tear some shit down as opposed to building some shit up. If it ain't them getting, if it ain't them receiving, if it ain't them having something, you ain't giving nothing to them. Not giving them an opportunity or showing them how to, nope, you have to give something to them on the silver platter, and it better be enough, or you're gonna have something like this happen. It's gonna be something like this happen. Somebody's gonna be jealous. Just like the dude who got killed at the Waffle House. What was he doing? He was giving away something. He was giving people free meals and giving people money. One person, one woman felt because she didn't get a free meal, because she didn't get no money, however it worked out, she got passed over. It turned into her going to tell her boyfriend, the boyfriend then going back and forth with this dude, and it got to the point to where he went and got a gun and shot this dude in the head. Tell me that this is not just it's not a, oh, that's a one-off here, oh, it just happened every once in a while. It's a consistent thing. I can't tell you how many times in the hood somebody in my hood got shot, got killed because other people wanted what he had. Other people were jealous of what he had. Whether it was money, whether it was power, whether it was some pussy, it didn't matter. Niggas will kill you over that because they want to make a name for themselves and they want to take as opposed to earning or building something for themselves. They want to take what you got. And they get that, and I'm gonna take it a step further. Here's why so many of us, these young niggas, are like this now. It's because they've taken on the trait of being raised by single mothers. How do you say that? Why do you say that? What do women do with women? They don't go out and build. They take from another one. A woman is more inclined to take another a woman's man as opposed to finding her own. Tell me in the hood that ain't the truth. And you know what that has done? It's trickled over into the mentality of these young men. And these young men, they going out and they willing to pull a trigger for what they want. They ain't gonna try to work for what they want. They won't try to build what they want. They want to just take it from somebody. That's what young niggas do. And the fact that that's just the culture, that's something that they've just been bred and born to do. They're around it every day. When a woman sees something that another woman got, what she want to do? I'm going to steal it. I'm going to try to find a way to connive and get it. Or I'm going to go out here and do something or get somebody to get it for me. That's just how it is. And the fact that it's just constantly being bred and it's being condoned and it's being, oh, well, I understand sometimes it's always an excuse being made for it. It is how these young men are behaving now. Think about it. All young dudes want to do is take something from somebody and they just want to fuck somebody else's woman. And they want to dress well. They want to be fashionable. I want to have the best Jordans. I want to have the best bag, the Gucci and all this stuff. I want to have the best clothes. And I want to take this other dude's woman because that shows me that I'm more of a man than him because I can take his bitch. That's what they want to do. Or I want to rob this nigga and take him for what he got. Or I'm going to go out here and try to make some fast, easy money because I don't want to work for shit that I got. Stop me when I'm lying, because that's exactly what it is. It's that mentality that is constantly being bred and is being perpetuated in these single parent homes, and it's being perpetuated in these in the rap music. It's being perpetuated in these black exploitation films, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it's just now to the point to where it's just getting more and more rampant. It's just breeding more and more. It's like these two dudes were literally celebrating an achievement that he worked hard for. Him and his best friend or his buddy or his boy. And his boy died because of it. And I know that these dudes knew him. Whether he knew him or not, I don't know if he want to tell the story, if he knew him or not. Them dudes knew who that dude was. Or they thought he was somebody else. You don't just come up, ask them for something, and then, hey, you got some of this? Nah, I ain't got none of that. All right, we're going to ride back around, then we're going to shoot at y'all. It's always something else to it. It's like you just can't be around these areas where it's niggas. That's all I'm saying. And it sounds bad. It may sound terrible. Oh, you can't give up on your people and all that. You can say whatever you want to say. But I'm telling you right now, if you keep it up, this is what's going to happen. This is what's waiting for you. This whole hood mentality, this one of the worst things that ever happened to black folks is the acceptance of the ghetto hood life. We think everything that's ghetto, everything that's hood is good. And it's tearing us apart. It's destroying us each and every day. I'm so hood. Anything that's ghetto, anything that's hood, we think that it's good and we think that that's the thing to do. That's the way to go. That's what you want to have. And the fact that we think that that's cool and that's what we want to perpetuate, we reap the benefits of the seeds we sowing with that shit. And that's why you got these young people doing the shit they're doing. That's why you have the older people being subjected to and being victim to the shit that these young people are doing. And ain't nobody standing up to them. It's terrible. It's sad. It's crazy, but it's true. It's true. And I just don't want some young dude. I mean, that young dude there, he had gotten hurt. He had worked his way back. He's about to go into his senior year in college. I mean, the dude was doing the best he could with what he had, trying to make something out of himself. And got killed by just some ain't shit niggas. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna know nothing. Ain't nobody gonna tell nothing. And what's gonna happen? We're gonna get some t-shirts. We're gonna get some bears, some balloons. We're gonna light some candles. We're gonna release some balloons. And we'll be outside. We're gonna cry, get some t-shirts, airbrush. We'll rest in peace, Dwane. And that's gonna be it. On to the next one. Or until the next one happens. I'm tired of it. The only reason why people talking about Nipsey Hussle still is because he had some stardom. He was famous. There's plenty of Nipseys. There's plenty of Dwanes. There's plenty of them dying every single day for nothing. Because I said something you didn't like. Because I had something that you wanted. I got to die for it. I don't get it, man. And until we change, until we decide to do something different, until we decide to stop letting this shit ride, and I ain't talking about getting those signs and marching in the fucking streets. I'm talking about us talking to the police, policing ourselves, telling them what the fuck is going on in the hood, and stop standing for this shit. Because when you don't say nothing, when you mind your own fucking business, you might as well just give them a green light to do the shit again. And then you don't want to get concerned. You don't want to do nothing about it until it's your nephew, your brother, your best friend, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie, your niece, or your nephew, or your boy, or whatever. That's when you want to do something about it. But now it's too late. Stop letting somebody else just come and hold you hostage and terrorize you in your own neighborhood, people. That's all I'm saying. I ain't want to be too long on this one. Like I said, I just felt the need to do it just because, man, my man was pushing all the right buttons, man. He was doing the best he could with what he had. From what I could see, unless there's some other bullshit that could turn up, and I ain't one to say that it can't, because it definitely can. But for that to just happen like that, man, that dude, the day you get drafted, a few hours later, your best friend is gunned down and you shot. They could have killed him and he'd have lost his career. They could have shot him and he could have lost his career. That other dude could have probably wound up, you know, hey, working with his best friend and wound up becoming something big in the media, doing something in the media. We don't know what that dude could have did, but I tell you one thing, he don't have a chance to do anything now. And the only thing that his best friend can do is to just play hard to try to make it as best he can for his family, and hopefully he can help out his boy's family. It is what it is, man. I hope that we get tired soon to the point to where we just stop standing for it. Stop depending on gun laws, stop depending on gun regulations, stop depending on politicians to do something that you're not even willing to do for yourself. If you're not willing to stand up for yourself, if you're not willing to talk to the police, if you're not willing to get rid of this whole snitches get stitches mentality, if you ain't willing to do that, ain't nobody gonna care about you or your people or your neighborhood. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves, man. I hope that there's not another one, although I know that there will be. But I hope that this one is the one that makes somebody say enough is enough. I hope that this story is the one that will inspire somebody to stop killing people for nothing. I hope that this video will inspire somebody to stop not telling the police. I'm Brian Redmond. This is the United Guns of America and the Relationship Rehab. I want to give a shout out to everybody that came through. Click the like button. I don't know if anybody sent any donations. We can check that real quick. This is a really short show, but I just definitely wanted to come and just let my thoughts be known on this, man, because like I said, this is something that was really terrible, man. And I'm so sad that something like this had to happen to somebody on a day like this, to where they're supposed to be doing their thing and living their lives and celebrating for the opportunities that's laying ahead for them. These young brothers had their whole lives ahead of them, man. And one is going to have to live with the fact of one of his friends getting killed on the day that his life changed, and the other one ain't going to have a chance to do nothing. And his family's going to have to suffer for it. Let's see. No donations. It's all good. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will do something tomorrow, and I'll figure that out tomorrow. But I'll see you guys then. Until next time, peace, and I'm out. And remember, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Y'all stay up. I appreciate you guys.